The house beneath the lake. The summer Meredith turned 33, she inherited a house she didn't know existed. It came in the form of a letter. No return address, yellowed with age, the handwriting unfamiliar. Inside, the deed to a property in a place called Dovetail Hollow, somewhere in upstate Vermont. Her great-aunt Ida apparently had died weeks before. Meredith had no memory of her. But the name Dovetail Hollow stirred something faint. A word from childhood, maybe a dream. She'd been having dreams again, unsettling ones. Of water, dark and deep, of a house half sunk and windows blinking like eyes. The drive took hours, winding roads giving way to dense woods and a lake so still it looked like glass. The town itself was small, mostly abandoned, and the people who remained looked at Meredith with careful eyes. They didn't ask why she was there. It was as if they already knew. The house lay at the far end of the lake, reachable only by a narrow bridge that sagged with age. The structure rose from the water like a wound, its base submerged, the upper levels clinging to the shore. The architecture was strange, Victorian but with odd angles, towers that leaned, windows set too close together. When she stepped inside, the floor moaned in greeting. Dust clung to the walls and old furniture sat beneath white sheets like sleeping ghosts. But what chilled her wasn't the silence. It was the unmistakable sense of being watched. In the days that followed, Meredith cleaned. She unpacked boxes. She explored the house room by room, floor by floor. But no matter how much she uncovered, there was always more. Hidden staircases behind closets. Locked doors that groaned open on their own. Mirrors that reflected rooms she wasn't standing in. She called her mother. Asked about Aunt Ida. Silence on the line. "I don't remember her," her mother finally said, but too quickly. "Maybe on your father's side." "My father didn't have siblings," Meredith replied. Then her mother hung up. That night, Meredith dreamed of the lake again. But this time she wasn't standing on the shore. She was under the water, looking up at the house through the glassy surface. A figure stood in the attic window, staring down. She woke gasping, water on her skin. The town librarian, a woman in her 70s with cataract eyes, knew more than she let on. "Some places keep their own time," she said when Meredith asked about the house. "And some houses keep their own people. I don't understand." The librarian handed her a photograph, sepia-toned, curling at the edges. A group of children in front of the house. One of them looked just like Meredith. She nearly dropped it. "Is this a joke?" The librarian only smiled sadly. "You've been here before, dear. You just don't remember." She left the library shaken. That night the house felt colder. Wind slid through the cracks like whispers. She found water pooling beneath the cellar door. When she opened it, the stairs led not to stone, but to the lake. Submerged steps disappearing into blackness. Something moved in the water. She fled. Drove for hours. Didn't look back until she reached the motel 5 towns away. But sleep was impossible. Her dreams were clearer now. She saw a girl, herself but younger, running through the house, laughing. Another girl followed, half seen, with hair like weeds and eyes that gleamed silver. They whispered to each other in voices that echoed underwater. She remembered waking as a child, soaked, lungs aching, her mother sitting on the bed refusing to speak of dreams. The next morning Meredith returned. He didn't know why. Only that something unfinished remained. The house greeted her with creaks and sighs. The water on the floor had dried. The air smelled like memory. She followed the path in her dream, down the cellar steps into the flooded corridor. The water no longer resisted her. It accepted her. The corridor turned. Light shimmered ahead. A door. Behind it, a room untouched by time, her childhood bedroom. Toys in place. Drawings on the walls. And sitting on the bed, the other girl. She looked up. She was Meredith but not. Her eyes held years Meredith hadn't lived. "You left me," the girl said. Meredith backed away. "Who are you? You promised we'd stay together. But you forgot. You let them take you away." Memories rose, drowned and sudden. Falling through ice. 2 girls pulling each other to the surface. Adults with lanterns. Voices yelling. Cold hands yanking her free. Only one was saved. "They said you were imaginary," Meredith whispered. The girl's face twisted in sorrow. "I was the part they didn't want. The one who remembered. They buried me here." Meredith knelt. The room trembled around them. Water bled through the walls. I remember now, she said. I'm sorry. The girl touched her hand. The house sighed, with shifting water receding. The door behind them opened not into the cellar but into sunlight. When Meredith stepped outside, the house was no longer submerged. The lake was smaller. The bridge gone. She never found the photograph again. Or the librarian. But the dream stopped. The whispers faded. She stayed in Dovetail Hollow, fixing up the house, learning the town. She painted. She listened. Sometimes in the hush between night and morning she heard laughter in the attic. She never went up. Some things are better left where they belong, beneath the lake, between the cracks of forgotten memory. But she never left again. Because now the house remembered her.